Hip-hop is a complicated art form. In order for a vocalist to be able to portray the full scope of the message that they want to their listeners, they have to use the full arsenal at their disposal: wordplay, poetry, metaphors, and God knows what else, while still keeping it simple enough to be understood when being rapped with enthusiasm over a hip-hop instrumental. So really, it should come to no surprise that over the course of time, so many of these hip-hop bars are ass.
That's a lot of nuts!
Before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to the video sponsor, Into the AM. Thank you so much for sponsoring the channel again. Just because we're taking a look at some of the worst bars in hip-hop history does not mean you need to be dressed in the worst fits in internet history. Into the AM is not just a clothing company, okay? They're a collective of creative individuals who wanted to help people like you and me express ourselves through clothing. And also, they're a clothing company. Graphic t-shirts, sweatpants, beanies. You can find the entire selection, brand new releases, and everything's on sale right now for President's Day week. And you can get an additional 10% by using the link down in the description or my discount code SUMETO. Guys, you see me wear this stuff in every video. Anybody who's bumped into me in real life, I am wearing their stuff all the time because it's light, it's fitted, everything breathes right, the colors don't disappear when you wash them. Like, they're genuinely great. Click the link in the description. They're basically always running sales. Use my discount code for another 10% off and help out the channel at the same time. Thank you, Into the AM.
I'm semi, I stay automatic. Money add then multiply, I call it math for mathematics.
According to Wikipedia, a bar when talking about music refers to a measure of time. 4 bars to a measure is considered standard, and you guys probably all know this from most of the music that you listen to. We got a #1 victory royale, yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down. In hip-hop, a bar isn't necessarily a measure of time. It's not supposed to give you a rhythm or a timing as to how you're supposed to say it. No, a bar is more like poetry, where you have lines set up in couplets and stanzas, but unlike sentences and paragraphs, there is no place that you should stop. There is no place where one sentence ends and one sentence begins. No, the entire idea being portrayed is the bar, and a bar sounds good, regardless of the timing. Unless it doesn't, in which case, you get this video.
I put that crack in my crack. He think he hard with a chopper beat his meat. I Bangkok and Bangkok. How many times have I touched them kids? The whole up block's been molested.
One of the key elements when making hip-hop is wordplay. The clever use of the English language and able to present an idea in a slightly more nuanced and convoluted way to make the listener think a little bit before receiving the message that you're trying to give them. If I hopped on an instrumental and just started going, "Women find me attractive and I have lots of money," I mean, sure, I'm getting across my point, but it doesn't sound good and nobody's feeling intellectual for hearing it. When words get really complicated and the wordplay ends up astounding, you end up with some of the greatest hip-hop artists of our time, like Andre 3000 or MF Doom. Sometimes people just Google best metaphors and then try to sing it.
She said, but do you still wanna fuck? I sound like the trash bag, I'll be glad to.
Let's analyze one of the most infamous garbage bars in hip-hop history, coming from Lil Yachty's Peekaboo, in which he states that his new bitch Yellow, she blow that dick like a cello. Now on the surface, you can see what he was going for here. The word blow can mean a number of things sexually, and to say that his new girlfriend is talented in such a department, well, it would be rather clever to compare her to somebody who plays a woodwind instrument, because they're pretty talented at blowing as well, aren't they? Except, for anybody who doesn't remember, a cello looks like this. Have you blown on a cello? I have. Doesn't make music. Lil Yachty responded to people clowning on this bar by saying that he blames his A&R, basically his production and editing team, because nobody said anything. He was under the impression that a cello was the thing that Squidward played, and in his words, nope, that's a flute. I fucked up, but it did sound good. It did sound good, Lil Yachty. How do you not know what Squidward plays, bro? That's a clarinet. Kanye West once said, "She got a light-skinned friend that looks like Michael Jackson, got a dark-skinned friend that looks like Michael Jackson." And it's one of my favorite examples of wordplay in all of hip-hop, which is the double meaning portrayed by saying what sounds like the exact same bar. Initially, you might think Kanye West said the exact same thing but made a mistake, but no. with a slight change of lyrics or even a slight change in tone, the exact same bar can be said in a way to give a second meaning. In this case, Kanye West is comparing the array of colors of his female companions to the array of colors that Michael Jackson was during his career. Over the course of time, people have taken the double meaning and tried to stretch it as far as it will go, saying what sounds like the same line 6 different times with 6 different meanings to varying success.
Cause if you Robin Hood like I'm Robin Hood, then I'm Robin Hood, but I'm Robin Hood. Oh God! I mean, how could you not understand that?
Now, initially, this may sound like gibberish, and to be fair, it's a TikTok making fun of battle rap, so it probably is gibberish. But you can break it down, and it actually can make a lot of sense. If you're Robin Hood, as in robbing from the hood, the way that I'm Robin Hood, the way that I rob from the hood, well then I'm Robin Hood, the character that steals from the rich and gives to the poor, and I'm Robin Hood, as in I'm stealing from you and presumably you're named Hood. The fascinating thing about battle rap is regardless of how good your bars may actually be, because you have to get feedback from the live audience around you, if nobody reacts, you just end up sounding stupid.
It's a round. It's a rap for you round, and a rap for your round. I'll let a round rap around every rap around till it's rap around. This rap around. I'll rap around rap. I'll let a round rap around. How you gonna get around that?
Okay, so you rapped around so you rapped around him, and then you rapped around, like a round in a rap battle, and then, yeah, no, that was garbage. Drake has a bar in his song Non-Stop in which he states that he's got bills so big he's gotta call him Williams, because his net worth is so incredible that he's on a first name basis with his dollar bill. That's not $100 bill, that's $100 William. Bars, in my opinion. Not really, it's sort of stupid, but it does emphasize another part of hip-hop culture that leads to a lot of garbage bars, and that is hyperbole. The braggadocious exaggeration of one's stature, wealth, sexual prowess, or whatever else leads to a tremendous amount of bars that try to just exaggerate how big or mighty one aspect of your character is, but is in fact just gonna end up falling flat on its face. My favorite example of this in battle rap is there used to be a tremendous culture of people bragging about the size of their guns. It's not enough to just have a weapon. Mine's bigger than yours are. And this happened so many times that people have actually made battle rap rounds parodying the gangster rap exaggeration of the size. Just watch the clip.
Nigga had a tall gat. Cop said it was 8'7". I had a gun so big, it got married to Faith Evans.
But if one gun don't get done, I got another one that's 2 arms swinging around. I'm trying to double dutch. Big ass gun. When I pick it, gotta buckle up. My gun so big, the silencer is another gun.
The gun's so big, if I squeeze it, he gotta die. Wait, I don't think y'all heard me. I said the gun's so big, if I squeeze it, gotta die.
It's huge as shit. Trigger alone is 2'6". It takes 3 hours to load up and shoot the clips. I really can't emphasize how huge it is.
My next favorite trope when it comes to garbage bars in hip hop is the kinda sus bar, the pause bar. The bar that somebody wrote and they thought, wait a second, this might come off a little gay, and it's hip hop, so I don't know if I want to portray that, but they appreciate the effort that went into their wordplay and they just can't let it go. They can't say, you know what, I'm just not gonna say this into the microphone, and instead they decide to say it and end up either backpedaling or over-specifying or throwing in some sort of thing that's like, hey, it's just rap, I'm not admitting that I'm gay, I know it's kinda gay, but it sounded good and I want it in my track. You know what I mean.
Rich, one slap cuffs on me. Take me to custody and look at my balls, Batty and Dick. Like Wagwan for Batty man. Come on officer, you've seen my balls, Batty and Dick. This month, more than my BM, more than my links, more than my chick. Harassment, alarmed, distressed, LOL, I'm scared.
I think that bar is hilarious because I understand the sentiment of getting pulled over by the police too often because you're in the streets so gangster with your weapons and your drugs and you gotta rap about it because it's hard in these streets and that's how you're gonna get out of it. Why in the fuck Are you emphasizing how often you're getting patted down by the police? Why are you emphasizing that they've seen your dick, balls, and ass? Like, what? Are you getting strip searched by the cop, like, not outside of the airport? Like, they're not suspecting you of carrying a weapon? Like, what? And it doesn't even sound good. Like, there's no way you recorded that and then went, yeah, I gotta keep that in. It's worth it. It's a bar. It's not.
We got Henny, we got Saints, we got Cookie. I fuck so much pussy, I might switch to Bussy.
I think the first example of this in hip hop ever is actually documented, because in a song that was released before I was born by the Notorious B.I.G., he states,
"You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy's dick. I never felt that way in my life."
Which is a wild fucking bar for somebody who's considered the GOAT of hip-hop. It is, according to Genius.com, a reference to a Richard Pryor joke, which he made 20 years before the song came out, but I still cannot fathom how some people think that rapping that into a song that is presumably gonna go viral, if all things go right, is the footprint you want to leave for your legacy. I don't get it, man. People say dumb shit, like incredibly dumb shit, just to emphasize how much they like a woman. It's nonsensical sometimes.
Cat a midget, if that ass off, I break her off. I exchange V-cards with the retards.
Rick Ross very famously faced a tremendous amount of backlash after the lyrics that you see behind me went on the You Ain't Even Know remix, and it makes sense because it's like, you're rich and famous, do you really need to be writing raps about date rape? And yet, this is one of the weirdest reoccurring tropes that I see all over hip-hop, and I still don't understand it. Every one of these bars, absolute garbage to begin with. I would imagine it's like, oh, well, you're already rapping about drugs and criminalized gang organizations and whatever else. Is it really that much worse to go into this? But I feel like the flex would be to get somebody to sleep with you willingly. You're rich and you're famous and you're good at rapping, right? Shouldn't you at least be able to get people that are, I don't know, of the age of consent? Why are we bragging about this?
I was only 19 when I ran it up. My little daddy 19, am I a predator?
I hope they know my nigga gotta fucking kidnap kids. Fuck them in they ass, throw them over the bridge.
I was gonna do an entire section talking about hip-hop bars that refer to shitting being the shit. Shitting so hard you need to take medication. Shitting on everybody and being required to wear a diaper. I just feel like I understand the phrase to be the shit. I am the shit. It was never cool. You need to stop doing these bars. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm so the shit that I gotta live on a toilet. Shut up. It was never good. Anthony Fantano has a whole video ranking his worst and least favorite bars about poop on his second channel. You should probably go watch that. But for the love of fuck, if I could get rid of any one garbage bar, one trope in hip hop, I swear to God, it would be that one. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed any part of it. It helps a tremendous amount. For the record, this is the best bar Drake has ever spit, and it is not up for debate. Please use discount code SUMETO if you want to buy anything from our sponsor, Into the AM. Thank you again so much for sponsoring the video, and I will catch you guys in like 4 days. I've already got a video ready. Shpisu.